Don't come! Don't come!
This morning's stream, Animal Crossing Day 465, Mushrooming Season and GBA Features.
Hey yo, welcome back to another stream. Alright, it is day 465 of Animal Crossing for the GameCube. And it's going to be a big one. It's going to be a lengthier stream. We're going to go into depth about one of the big things, or I guess kind of big things of this game that I haven't gone over yet, which is some of the GBA features, more notably the island in particular. We'll go over that in a bit, but today is also the week-ish of Mushrooming Season. Let's actually get the game booted up here. I've got the actual GameCube plugged in because even though the Wii has GBA ports, it will not recognize the Game Boy Advance, this guy down here. So we got to play on the GBA. It's going to look a little more grainy because this is S-Video through the Retro Tank. It is what it is, though. Let's jump into it. So I've been playing a lot, per usual. At this point, I'm a little burned out on fighting games, kind of going off of what I was talking about last time, where I was just like, I'm really only wanting to play like fighting games and Animal Crossing right now. I'm a little burnt out on fighting games, so it's just Animal Crossing, video game wise, that's getting my attention. So I've put a lot of time into this, and just to kind of show this off, let's see which screen. It doesn't show the right screen. Just to kind of show this off, this is how many notes I have for today's stream. There is a lot of stuff regarding the island. I didn't realize how in-depth it was. until I started researching it very recently, which once again we will talk about this in due time. But first and foremost, October 16th through 25th, like I stated last stream about a week ago, I think over a week ago, October 16th through 25th is mushrooming season. So we are coming up on the end of it. Between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., you can find mushrooms throughout your village, up to 5 mushrooms. Obviously, we're about half an hour away from that, so we're just gonna kind of run around the town, talk about some stuff. And yeah, really just kind of kill time before that, and I'll go more in depth about what that is and what's going on, how it works, all that stuff. HRA. Proton. I don't know what that is. Yeah, this is actually something pretty interesting. It's time to fall back. If you live in an area that observes daylight saving time, be sure to set your clock back 1 hour at 2 a.m. next Sunday. Daylight saving time, I looked it up, is actually the 5th of November, 3rd November, something like, I think it's 3rd of November. Next Sunday is the 27th of October. Which leads into something that I wasn't planning on talking about, but now I kind of do. I think I know why this is. I watched a video last night, a video on the buggy code of Animal Crossing, and there was something very interesting that was talked about in that video. In that video, it talked about the Harvest Moon Festival and how that code is written, because I watched the video last night and I don't even really remember the specific details, but the Harvest Moon Festival can be anywhere from the second week of September to the second week of October, because it depends on when the last full moon is before, or maybe the first, it's either the last full moon before fall begins or the first full moon of fall. So it can be anywhere from I think it's September 8th to October 9th or something like that. I'd have to check out the video, and I will link the video in the YouTube bot, in the Twitch bot, if I remember. But it's very interesting because they had to manually code what days the Harvest Festival would fall on because of the lunar calendar or whatever. They had to figure out when the full moon would be, and they went all the way up to 2030. And if you ever try to change the date in this game, you'll know that you cannot set the date past December 31st, 2030. So I had the interesting idea. This is the farthest I've ever planned out a stream before, but I want to come back to this game on New Year's Eve 2030. We usually, ring in the new year from in Animal Crossing. We celebrate it because it's in real time. I want to see what happens if we participate in New Year's Eve. What's going to happen to the date? Are we going to be taken back to 2001, which I think is the earliest you can set the game's date, which makes sense? Or are we just going to cycle back around to 2030? That's kind of what I want to do now. And I'm wondering if this is the same problem, because something that person talked about in that video was, as a result of them doing this manually, a lot of the dates for Harvest Moon are completely incorrect, especially when you get into the 2020s, I believe. So now I'm wondering, is it the same reason for this? Is this completely incorrect because it's a Harvest Moon Festival thing where they had to manually figure out when daylight saving time is and all that, so they had to set those dates in manually, and they just ended up getting a lot of them incorrect around the 2020s? I didn't think about that until I just saw this, because this was 3 days ago. So yeah, very, very interesting thing that I'll point out. I gotta remember to, I'm gonna make a note to put link in VODs. Put buggy link in VODs. This should be good enough. So yeah, let's just kind of run around the town. Only thing worth noting that doesn't have to do with the GBA features or the island. There's actually one other thing, but we're gonna wait until the store opens at 9 a.m. One thing that's worth noting is that we have one villager that moved out since last stream, which is Portia. Like I said, I didn't really like her. She was actually a snooty villager. I said I didn't think she was a grumpy villager, or a female version of grumpy, which is snooty. But she would just kind of like be standing around at 3 a.m. and would creep me the fuck out. I did find out that she is indeed snooty. She is gone now, and she was replaced by a villager named Ollie. Or Allie? Probably Allie. So, let's go meet her. I think she's up this early. I like her a lot. I want to keep her. I think she might be the first alligator, crocodile, whichever, villager that I've had? Question mark? She's still asleep. We're gonna have to make it, have to go out of our way to, actually visit her. Very important. Alright, so it rained yesterday. I recently learned that, you are guaranteed 3 gyroids after it rains, and they do stack up to like 9, I think. I'm not too sure about that second part, but apparently there are 3 gyroids out and about that we can go get. I want to make sure I grab them because Wisp can give me gyroids and I'm missing, and I'm trying to, you know, condense what he gives me down just so I have a higher chance of getting paintings. I haven't seen fossils in a very long time. Like, we're talking probably a month now. I've had these letters in here just in case I dug them up. I don't know what the deal with that is. I knew that fossils weren't guaranteed every day in this game. I mean, I don't know that from, like, code perspective, because I was just talking about code. I wanted to clarify that. I know that from a personal experience perspective. Of course I dig up a fossil now. I do know that fossils can go a very long time without showing up for odd reasons. It's happened even as early on as like the first couple months of me playing this game. So I honestly was about to say, I don't know if they just disappear once you've had a full museum for X amount of time or what, but I don't know. They were just gone for the longest time. That's genuinely the first fossil I've had in 3 to 4 weeks. I'm not gonna go super duper out of my way for this, but figured I'd check every acre. Other than that, not a lot has changed. Obviously Portia moved out, Allie moved in. I've been doing a bit more gardening. I actually, if you didn't notice, compared to last stream, the acre where the homes are no longer has a ton of flowers. I've completely extinguished all those flowers, and a good chunk that's in the basement of Jamie number 2's house. So I'm doing some gardening, trying to fill up the town some more. Yeah, I think all the gardening was mostly done, because I think all of this was over here last stream. And it's a work in progress. I'm gonna try to fill up all that entire area. Oh, hey, we have Katrina today. But I'm fairly certain all of the gardening that I've done is filling up this area down here. So this used to just be kind of an empty foresty area, but I decided to completely fill in around this house, and the same with around Stella and Derwin's houses. So it's kind of filled up. This is a work in progress. I need more purples and yellow pansies, and I'm not really sure how I'm going to fill up this side yet. Oh yeah, I did put some tulips back here too. I'm just kind of trying to fill up the town a bit. It's such a slow process because you have to buy the flowers, and as of right now, I'm only getting 3 flowers a day because candy is now available. I am contemplating going to Mstown today just to kind of stock up on some more candy. I would like to have all of the spooky furniture after this Halloween, so if I just go there one day, I'm probably gonna lose a villager if I do this, but it might be worth it. If I just do this one time, get the extra 5 pieces, it could be extremely beneficial. Okay, didn't find it. It's all okay. Let's see, we got about 15 minutes, 14 minutes until that. The only other things that's worth noting is upon my island adventures, and I will talk about this later, I actually did get lucky and I got another painting, so we were down to, I think, 4 paintings remaining. It's been a while since the last painting. Other than that, some big changes with the main house here. Not that big. Some items I've gotten from the island has been incorporated to this room. I've gotten some more end tables with lamps and stuff on them. And more NES games. Once again, we will talk more about this later, but Wario's Woods and Baseball. Yeah, Wario's Woods and Baseball has been added to the little NES collection, so things have been kind of moving around here. It's not the cleanest, but downstairs is completely flooded with candy, so now my main room is being completely flooded with candy as well. But I mean, in a little over a week, it'll all be gone. I think this room up here is kind of a mess right now. There was, I think this was after... Yeah, I think this was after the last stream. Tom Nook held a special 1-hour sale for hand-drawn wallpaper. I think we streamed this once before, that special sale. He literally clears out the whole store. The entire store is empty. You have to go upstairs, and there's like 2 wallpapers, and that's it. He closes an hour before and is closed an hour after because of this. But when you walk in, he will give you a balloon. So I got a blue balloon because of it. And yeah, this room's gonna need some reorganizing at some point. But as of right now, I'm still over that 100k point mark with the Happy Room Academy, which is very nice. We can go check out the museum as well. Take a look at that new painting I got. Oh yeah, Katrina. I already forgot her that fast. See if we can get some good luck today. You wish me to give you a reading for the meager price of 50 bells. Eat. At a day spa, a reliable marshmallow will be singing a song. That's what I see. Oh, my child. All the money in the world is traveling your way. Oh! Won't that be nice? Of course, that may not be what is to happen. After all, there is no such thing as easy money, but for now we may reap large rewards if you work a little bit. That is all. I'll now take your 50 bells. This is actually very good for what's going to happen on the island today. If me talking about the island is a ton isn't super obvious, we're going to be spending a large chunk of stream on the island today. This is going to be a longer one compared to normal Animal Crossing streams just because of the island. So yeah, we're probably not even going to do that until like 9 a.m.-ish. I want to hit up Tom Nook's store first. I need to hit up Tom Nook's store first. But now that she has said that, I want to go around and hit rocks and see if I can get some good money from the rocks. And maybe the bell spot on the ground where you can make the gold trees. It's been so long since I've gone around hitting rocks, I don't really have a good memory of where they are. Okay. Yeah, buddy. 30,000. 10,000. Another 10. 10. Wow, we got 60k. A little over 60k bells. I'm gonna have to actually hit up the post office now. Because selling the mushrooms lately has been filling up my wallets. Or wallet. Yeah, we'll check out the museum real quick. Run down that way. And kind of get an understanding of whether or not I'm missing 3 or 4 paintings, because I can't quite remember at this point. So let's see, there's 1, there's 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're missing 4. I don't remember what one I got recently. Dainty painting? I think that might be it. Some of these I can just take a look at and know I already have them. It's either the dainty or quaint. Like these two show up in the Nooklings all the time, and I'm just sick of seeing them. Same with this one. Yeah, so we were, what did I say, 4 paintings away? Yeah, four paintings away. It's a slow process, and I said it might not be doable by the end of the year, but at this rate, with how much I'm playing this game and how many new items I am accumulating, it might be possible. I think last stream I was around 420 items out of 599 or something like that. I think I'm around 450 now, so in a little over a week I have gotten 30 items, which is nice, but the island has helped a lot, to be fair. Wisp can also, like I said, pull from clothing and wallpaper, flooring, and gyroids as well. So, which I'm kind of still missing a lot from each of those areas, each of those types of things he can give away. So I'm hopeful he'll kind of stick to the furniture category and I'll get the rest of my paintings, but I don't know. I'm a little optimistic, but history tends to repeat itself. I will probably get burnt out on Animal Crossing at some point, and the progress I'm making towards getting the remaining paintings will probably just kind of fall short because of, burnout. And at this rate, it's gonna happen either way. It's probably gonna be next year, but making good progress. Alright, so let's deposit. Let's do... What should we do? Should we just make it an even 48, or yeah, 4.8 mil? Leaves me a 19k. That's fine. That's fine. And I'll refill my wallet a bit as long as mushrooming goes well this morning. Okay. Well, while we're talking about the catalog, I'm going to talk about the One thing that I was going to mention once the store opened, as of right now with letters, with stationery, because that is its own category, I am missing exactly one thing for stationery. So I've been trying to figure out what stationery I'm missing and stuff like that. And I decided to look it up a couple days ago. And I discovered that there are 4 non-obtainable pieces of stationery that you must receive in the mail for certain events, which does count towards your stationery catalog. You know, despite the fact that it's non-obtainable. So like it's something that you can't have in your inventory, write a letter, send out, or just flat out sell to Tom Nook. It's something you get in the mail and that's it. It's viewable, so for some reason it counts towards your catalog, which is weird, but I don't know, I guess to some extent it makes sense. These 4 pieces are as follows. The festive paper, which you get either from your mom or Jingle, presumably for Christmas. I don't really remember. I mean, it has to be if it's called festive paper, and it's from Jingle at some point. So let's see. You got what is it called? Fortune paper from Katrina for participating in New Year's Day festivities. I don't know too much about this one since I failed to participate in New Year's Day last year because it was so early. And obviously that is the one stationery I'm missing for completion there. So I'll get it on New Year's Day as long as I don't fuck up again. Wing paper from the HRA. This one's pretty much guaranteed since I think you are forced to become a member of the HRA. Happy Room Academy. I don't think you can say no to Tom Nook. I think I tried with one of my characters and he would not allow me to say no. So any letter you get from the HRA, even just evaluating points, or it doesn't have to be a specific like, hey, you hit 30,000 HRA points, here's a reward. It doesn't have to be a specific letter like that. So you get the wing paper from any letter that they send you. And lastly, you will get a New Year's card, specific New Year's card from your mom on New Year's Day, which I did get. I assume all you have to do is log in on New Year's Day to get that. Maybe even a couple days after would be good. I don't know for sure there, just because of how I don't know how mail works in this game. And yeah, that kind of goes over what I wanted to talk about there. I think that's really interesting that there's 4 things that you cannot obtain that are, you know, part of the catalog. All right, so we're just gonna, what do we have, 2 minutes left? About 2 minutes left. I'm gonna go back into my house once it turns 7:59. I don't know if you need to go in to make, like, if you're already outside when it turns over to 8 o'clock, I don't know if the mushrooms are gonna appear, so I just been going into my house and then coming back out after 8 or later to make them spawn. So real quick, we can kind of talk about how the mushrooms have worked. I've gotten conflicting information, and I think I gave misinformation last time about this. I think last time I said you will have 5 mushrooms appear every 15 minutes, and you have to beat your villagers to them. I've participated in mushrooms every morning thus far, from the 16th to the 22nd, and in my experience, that's not true. I found a Reddit comment on a post about the mushrooms, and from my experience, this will be true. I don't remember what the comment said, so I'm going to be paraphrasing, but basically at 8 a.m., 5 mushrooms will appear around town around trees. And those are the only mushrooms that will show up for the hour. Every like 15 minutes or so, 1 mushroom will be quote unquote grabbed by villagers. They just outright disappear. So if you want to get all 5 mushrooms, they stated you needed to get everything before 8:10 a.m. So I don't know how the 15 minutes applies here. Maybe the first one disappears 10 minutes in, and then the rest will disappear in every like 15-minute intervals. So, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, and then the last one will disappear at 9 a.m. So our goal here is to eat ass and, rip ass through the village and get all 5 of them in the next 10 minutes. It's going to be kind of tricky. There we go. It's going to be kind of tricky because in my experience here, I've only gotten all 5 of them. Oh, hey, there's the shining spot. I've only gotten all 5 of them twice, I think. So they can show up behind trees and kind of just out of eyesight, which is what makes them tricky. So what I've been doing is I've been going behind trees or circling around trees while mashing the A button, or the B button, which keeps me sprinting, but it also, if my villager goes over something, he will pick it up. But hopefully we actually get to visually see one of these mushrooms so that we can, kind of see what it looks like. Oh. And I mean, if you want, you can just also go behind trees and just stand there for a second. And if there is something, you'll have the little text bubble show up above their head. Which is probably the best thing to do if you've got flowers all over the place like I do right now. I'm not also entirely sure about this, but I think they can show up in I think the game calls them bushes, which are these things. Because I saw one mushroom that was a little too far away from a tree. And it was in the bushes, so I don't know if it was like... I don't know if they can spawn in the bushes, is what I'm getting at. But it was kind of far away from a tree. And it made me question, wait, is that... Did that actually spawn by this tree, or is it in the bush? Just something that might be worth noting. Not having the best luck so far. But multiple mushrooms can spawn by a single tree, I've noticed. So they could all just be kind of hanging out around a single tree. Damn. I usually find one by now. There we go. There's one. I was starting to question whether or not I'd gotten my dates wrong. Okay, I'm just gonna run in front of and behind these trees, mashing the B button. Okay. Where are we at? 8:04? I think this clock's a little bit behind. 8:03. Be cool if I can get all 5, but they are not wanting to appear here. Anything in front? I don't think they can show up by coconut trees. I haven't seen one do that yet. The tropical trees, which, I mean, that would that would make sense. I'm starting to panic a little bit. Not being as thorough. But man, these things are... They've got to be like condensed in one area. Or like, you know, there's got to be a ton of them in just one area. I already checked off this area. There's one. So we're at 2. Well, I didn't do a clean enough wraparound of those trees, but we're gonna just hope they're up here. The remainder of them. Got one. Okay. I don't think it can spawn behind trees. I have been going behind trees just in case. The only time they can spawn behind one tree is if it's, like, spawned in front of a tree that's behind another tree, if that makes sense. But if you have one single tree just kind of hanging out by itself, I don't think it'll spawn behind it. It's just I have so many trees around. It can be weird. Hard to find. I think it's only in front. Or no, because that wouldn't be true, because the one... Hold on. The one tree... The one mushroom that I was talking about that spawned, like, behind a tree in some bushes... Oh no, there wasn't even any bushes. It was this one, but it, like, spawned behind. I don't know. My speculation is not up to snuff right now. Okay, we got 4. What time is it? We have 3 minutes left behind this last one. I pretty much guarantee you it's in an area I just kind of scoot-booted through. But yeah, this would have been not so bad to do probably this time last year. I think this time last year I started cutting down a lot of trees, slowly working towards perfect town status, which I think I got... I think I got that around December. Actually, that might have been early this year. But it would probably be a lot easier to search for these mushrooms when you have minimal trees, especially trees that aren't, like, all together and uniform. It does look like we are not going to find that last one, though. Where are we at? 808. There it is. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, that being 5k a pop when we sell them to Nook, we just got 25k bells for getting all those. It makes a lot more sense this way. I wasn't really thinking it through when I read off the misinformation last time that said, oh, 5 appear every 15 minutes. I wasn't really thinking that through because that would be like 100k bells if you were to get every mushroom, which there's no way the game would do that for you. That's too generous. There's no way the game would do that for you for like every morning for a week straight. Hey, 30k bells. This is a very good money day. I don't think Tom Nook is going to buy stuff from me at a higher price because of the, because of, Katrina, but I mean, we'll definitely find out. Alright. What's up, Jay? Hey. Let me see. Okay, no jobs. It's probably not wise to do jobs until at least like 9 or 10 a.m. Just because some villagers still aren't up. We can go check to see if Ali is awake at this point. Other than that, we've got some time to kill until 9 a.m. I do have some plans on what we can do, but... Nope. Not yet. Definitely 9 a.m. though. I do know I talked to her around 9 a.m. a couple days ago. So I think I know one thing that we can do, but unfortunately I think I screwed up. I think the Able Sisters are closed, yeah. I think I need them to be open. They are open! Okay. It's been a while since we've been in here on stream, or even for me, normally. They don't sell clothing in this game, so there's no point in really coming in here unless you want to do some custom designs, or I guess purchase some of these custom designs? Yeah, so you can either take it, or trade it, or replace it with one of your own. So this is going to lead into the next segment of this stream, where we're going to be talking about the GBA features in this game. There are 4 GBA features that I'm aware of, and we're going to check out all of them to some extent this stream. And yeah, this will be the main like theme of the stream aside from the mushrooming. So one thing you can do, I'm going to turn my GBA on. This is going to be kind of hard to do because I've just got like a camera positioned at the GBA. I could probably blow it up a bit, but it's not going to be extremely in focus. It's going to be kind of hard to do. I do have this recording at 4K though, even though it's a 1080p stream. It should be better quality, especially because it'll be smaller. So yeah, the 4 features for the GBA are as follows. Number 1, you can make clothing designs at the Able Sisters. I figured it would be fun to kind of just kill time between, you know, presumably 8:10 when I'd finish mushrooming and 9 a.m. when the Nook store would open. By doing this, I'm not an artist. I have made some pretty bad designs on stream before. At least one design in New Horizon. I tried to make the Crash Bandicoot life icon, and it came out cursed. So I figured we can try something, maybe have a little bit of a fun time with that. Number 2, you can play NES games via the GBA. I think I've done this on stream before, but I didn't show it down here with the Game Boy. So we'll do that. Number 3 is the one thing we won't be doing, but I will go into depth about some of the things that you can do later on in the stream, which is you can use the e-reader. I've never owned a e-reader, nor do I know too much about it. But the e-reader is something that would go into the cartridge slot of the GBA, and then it would let you swipe like trading cards or whatever, Nintendo card packs that you could buy, e-reader card packs, which would let you do certain things in certain games, like in, I think probably one of the more popular, well-known ones is Super Mario Advance 4, Super Mario Bros. 3, which would get you new levels to play in that game, and which was one of the big things that was, you know, or one of the things that was kind of a big deal when the Nintendo Wii U eShop was going down, because it was kind of like, aside from emulation and stuff like that, it was kind of like Nintendo was killing their own history, because that was the only way to play those levels, because the Virtual Console version of Super Mario Advance 4 included those levels in it, the e-reader levels, which was really cool. So that's one of the things. I don't quite remember what you can do in this game with it. I know you can get like the precursor to amiibo cards, where you could get the villager cards for e-reader, and I don't remember if you would get those villagers or just specific items that are tied to them. I do have notes on it. We'll go over it later. And lastly, like I keep saying, the big thing that you can use with the GBA is the island. You can go to the island by just hooking up your GBA, like I have now. Like if we just walk out here, and we go down to the docks, Captain will be waiting for us to take us to the island. Right there. But one of the things that you can do with the GBA is you can keep playing on your island on the GBA while your villager is not on the island on the GameCube, if that makes sense. So there's really unique stuff that you can do on the GBA, which also has a lot of items, island-only items, tied behind it. So, hey, what's up, Sven? Long time no see, buddy. How you been? So yeah, we're gonna run through and try to make some clothing, see how that goes. It's not gonna come out well, I can already tell. We'll play some NES games, and once we get around to 9 a.m., about 45 minutes from now, we will go to Tom Nook's and basically start prepare to go to the island, because there's some prep that we're gonna need to do. So, oh, James, how nice to see you. Oh yes, what do you need? Let's design a pattern. You want to create your own design? Great. It'll cost you 350 bells for materials, of course. That's okay, right? Oh, and you can only keep 8 designs, so you have to give up one of the patterns you have now. Is that okay? That's fine. Actually, I have made a design in this game. Does it need the GBA? Or are we gonna keep it? Yeah, because I have defund the popo. Okay, yeah, no, you do this one here. So what is, you can make clothing designs. Why? Did I get my information incorrect? Or, my information wrong? GBA Features, Animal Crossing, GameCube. Been dealing with things as they come, very strange times at the moment. Yeah, I feel that, man. Hope you're doing well, though. I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. But yeah, man, I hope you're doing alright. Strange times doesn't sound too fun. The player can create designs on the Game Boy Advance if one is connected to the Nintendo GameCube when speaking to Mabel at the Able Sisters. Which sister am I talking to right now? I am talking to Mabel. She took my money, I think. Create and edit designs. Other things? Download tool, upload design. Read art, prep e-reader. I think it's the e-reader that I'm thinking of. Oh, one thing that you can do in Dobutsu no Mori E+, which is, I think, the Japanese upgrade of this game. I can't remember. There's so many different versions of Animal Forest. Like, there's the N64 one. There's Dobutsu no Mori E? Or there's like 2 GameCube ones, I think, and we didn't get the second revision of the GameCube one over here. I think we got the first GameCube one. So I think this is like their upgraded version. In Dobutsu no Mori E+, the player can access one of 3 mini-games, collectively known as Dobutsu no Mori E+, Dobutsu Tachi to Asobo from the Wishing Well. So you can go to the Wishing Well. There's a collection of 3 Game Boy Advance mini-games that can be accessed from the Wishing Well, while the GBA is connected to the GameCube. These mini-games feature villagers from player's town alongside the player, and if won, the player receives one of 18 exclusive furniture items. That's cool. Just to kind of show off what I'm looking at here. this is... I can't tell what they're doing. Walking across a log? Is it like... Oh, I see there's rock, paper, scissors, so... I guess you play rock, paper, scissors with a villager on a log? If you lose the round, you get pushed back. If you win, you push them back? There's like these white lines. So I guess basically if you cross it, you lose. If you make them cross theirs, that you win. That's very interesting. I'm almost certain that's not in this. Yeah, it just says Debutsu no Mori E+. Very interesting. So it just says you can create and edit designs. What if I... Hold on. What if I turn this off? Am I not allowed to create a design? We're going to go back out and back in. Am I not allowed to create a design if the GBA is not turned on? Design a pattern. Yeah, she doesn't say anything about the GBA. I know already. Huh. Loving the spooky transition. Yeah, we didn't really get to participate in any spooky shenanigans this year, but usually that transition's just so good for that. It's still October. I wanted to use it, but... Okay, so we can't really do anything here then, huh? Save a pattern. How would I like to save it? Oh, you can just... It's kind of like saving your letters. Okay. Yes, this is... Other things... So it must just be the e-reader. Is Nooka... I can never remember if Nookapedia is the one that's not reliable, or if it's Animal Crossing Wiki is the one that's not reliable. Let's see. Download the pattern making application from the Able Sisters. Download the... Well, there's obviously e-reader stuff here. This must just be for e-reader stuff. Because I don't see anything else that's specific to this. And honestly, I don't care enough about making clothing or... Well, I do kind of care about making signs, flags, stuff like that. But I don't think I care enough to just figure it out. I mean, I kind of did scroll through everything there. I didn't see anything. So I'm a little confused, but apparently the e-reader, or the Game Boy Advance has other special features there that aren't e-reader related. One thing I can also show off is playing NES games, which is going to be very hard. Very, very hard. And it's not going to be as crisp as just playing it on the screen. But I did show this off before. God, let's try playing Donkey Kong. So you have the choice for advanced play here, which lets you use the GBA, which is honestly a lot better than using the GameCube controller. As much as people like the GameCube controller, its D-pad's not all that great, and its control stick is not good for 2D games. Not that control sticks are really good for any 2D games, but I'm just a very old school guy. So... you turn your Game Boy Advance off, the game program you just sent will be lost. Remove the Nintendo GameCube Game Boy Advance power cable without turning the power off. Okay. Wait, so I can still run around? Oh, dude, I didn't notice that before. I mean, why would I want to when all of this is still going on down here? I don't even need to play this right now. Game's demo is just good, just fine. I can probably do a little bit more zooming. here. Because we're going to be doing a lot of stuff on this. Once we've access to next store. Something like that. I'm not going to have the luxury of being able to move this around a whole lot, but... Can we bump the gain up a little bit? Yeah. Cool. Cool, so we can just leave that down there, I assume. Just kind of run around? That's kind of cool. That is kind of cool. This is probably like the most two-player function there is in this game without having two GameCubes. And just like hand your little brother or sister the GBA and just like, yeah, here, play this. If they're complaining about wanting to play Animal Crossing. Alright. Well, that's kind of a good chunk of pretty much everything that we can do right now that's non-island. We can go around and talk to villagers, pester them for jobs. I could talk a little bit about the other e-reader stuff. I think that's like all the way at the end of my notes, though. Yeah, no. We will need to talk about this at the end. Just the way I have the notes kind of sectioned out. Alright, give me 1 second. Alright, yeah, let's just go around, kind of do jobs for our villagers. I think some of the flowers that I have, I think I do have a yellow pansy. I think I got a yellow pansy yesterday. Yeah, so we can at least go do a tiny bit of gardening. I'm running really low on flowers, like I said, though. So where was it? Down here. I don't know what I'm going to do on the other side. I guess probably white pansies when the time comes. Since I have purple on the other side. Yellow surrounding Derwin's house. Yeah. Stella, are you up? Not in right now. Okay, that means she's out and about. There's probably some people I can go talk to in the town square. Hey. My James, how nice of you to come and talk to me. You're such a sweetheart. Bada bing. From now on, when you see me walking around, be sure to call out to me, okay? You promise? So what can I do for you? Give me a job. Oh my god. We're gonna have a hard time finding a job, aren't we? Ed? Morning, Greenhorn. Feels so invigorating to rise with the birds, doesn't it, James? You know what they say, the early bird gets the worm. Did I say that last time I saw you, Greenhorn? Tell me, James, what's new, Greenhorn? Give me work? You have the worst timing. Ugh. Who else? Truffles? Oh, Truffles is awake. And she's not home. Means she's on this acre. Oh. Hey there, sunshine. Morning. Let's go out and totally make the most of the day, okay, kitten? So what's going on, kitten? Uh-huh, I do have something. Oh my god. These villagers are trolling me this morning. Usually they all have some kind of job they want me to do, even if the person that they need me to go get something from is asleep. I think I may have saw Pearl hanging around. I think most of our villagers are awake at this point. I don't know why Ollie isn't awake, or Allie. Hey there, sunshine. Same text. Want a job? Of course. I borrowed a Game Boy from Dizzy a while back. But I have no clue where I can go to return it. Why would you just up and move without telling anyone? I mean, unless you had some horrible secret to hide. Quickly, find Dizzy and return this Game Boy. I did say I was thinking about going to Emmy's town. Emmy's old town. I'm pretty sure that's where Dizzy is. So I'll take it. That pretty much confirms we will go to Emmy's town once the stores are open. It figures the one person that had a job for me needed me to go to another town. They haven't asked me to go to another town in a long time. That was a big problem I had for a while. Who was it? Midge? Everybody, like every time I asked somebody if they needed a job, they wanted me to go to Emmy's town and go, like, deliver something to Midge. Well... I don't know why I'm bothering to check to see if Groucho's awake. There's no way he's not. Punchy. I haven't talked to Punchy in a while. Unfortunately, we are... I think it's pretty much guaranteed we will lose somebody. If we go to Emmy's town. Which is a shame, because I really do like our town at this point. There's maybe one or two villagers I wouldn't mind losing, like Vesta and Pongo. But odds are not in my favor. Coming all the way to my pad at this hour of the morning? Do you have some choice gossip? Merp? So, what do you need? Just a sec. Yep, I've got nothing. Oh my god. Alright. I think there's like one more person that should be awake that I haven't talked to, unless Derwin's up. I did see Maple. I should probably talk to Maple. Rhea's still asleep. I haven't talked to Pongo in a long time, like probably months. And I'm basically doing this so she will leave, but she's not leaving. It's been like, I've probably talked to her maybe half a dozen times in the past year, and she has not left. Okay, so Derwin's out and about. I definitely saw Maple at one point or another. Yeah. Oh, there she is. My, how nice of you to come talk to me. You're such a sweetheart. Yeah. I really hope I don't lose Maple going to Emmy's town. Sorry, I can't think of a single thing, Quack. Pfft. No jobs. Oh, I saw Pearl because she's asleep. One thing I mentioned to Emmy when she was here recently, that I have not mentioned on stream. If you are out and about asking your grouchy villagers late at night for jobs, and they need you to go deliver or retrieve something to someone that is already asleep, so in this case someone like Pearl, someone that's asleep outside their house, there is a way to manipulate it. If you just go up and talk to them, they'll be like, oh no, I was sleeping out, like I was sleepwalking again, or something like that. And then they'll just turn around and they'll walk indoors to close down their house, go to sleep. And then you can't talk to them. Because you can't talk to them when they're walking away either. If you push them out of the way, talk to them. Ugh. Why am I sleeping out here, kitten? Must have been too late, huh? Yawn. They'll try to walk indoors, but then they'll start walking around out and about like normal. If you leave their doorway, the entranceway, they will go back into their house, I think. But if you do this, if you push them out of the way first, you can actually talk to them like normal. Need anything? Just had something for you, but I'm afraid it's been taken care of. You were asleep. So now if she walks away, I can mash the A button and try to talk to her. And I won't be able to talk to her. It's a neat little thing I learned. Because somebody gave me a job late at night and that person was asleep outside their door. I figured I'd give it a try. And that, you know, cool thing is it works. What else? It's 8:34. I can't believe nobody has jobs for me. I think that was literally everybody that is awake. Erwin's asleep. Allie's asleep. I don't want to talk to Pongo. Freya's still asleep. Static and Groucho are definitely asleep. Donkey Kong music just conveniently in the background. Not that you guys can hear it. It's coming from the GBA. One thing we can talk about that isn't Animal Crossing related. It's in the YouTube title right now. I am currently working on getting the same sound alerts, the same sound commands that are on Twitch right now to YouTube. Unfortunately, I have to do everything manually. I can't just copy and paste everything over for some reason. I don't know why. It's the same application. I can't export the settings or anything like that. So as of right now, we do have commands. Exclamation point commands will give you normal commands, which I think are mostly links. So like Backloggery, Discord, Twitch, they're all links. I'm working on getting sound commands. As of right now, we do have exclamation point 71, just because I wanted to make sure it did work. And it does. It's a little delayed for some reason, but they are there. I'm getting them, I'm getting them on to YouTube. It's taking some time. And yeah, there's not going to be any, they're not going to be locked behind anything. For Twitch, they're locked behind subscriber status. For YouTube, anybody can use them. As long as you can chat, and that's kind of the reason why, is because you need to be subbed for 2 weeks before you can chat, just to kind of like filter out the riffraff. So anybody that's been subbed for 2 weeks and is still interested in chatting is probably going to be someone who isn't going to annoy me with them. Like, I think annoying me with them is kind of the point, but spamming them is kind of what I mean. So that's a work in progress. I'll kind of update and put in the Discord when they are ready, whenever the time comes. But as of right now, exclamation point 71 is the only sound that we have. I think commands are pretty much done. I don't really need many commands for this. Just because I don't think regular commands on Twitch are from Nightbot, and there's like some special code that Nightbot can read. I don't know how to explain it, and I don't think Streamlabs chatbot here can read this code. I don't know how else to explain it. So that's something that's going on. Let's see. All right, we got 20 minutes to kill. Like, literally, I cannot do anything. I don't want to head to Emmy's town yet until these shops are open. Nobody wants to give me jobs to do. I guess I could go fishing and such, but my inventory is kind of full. There's no gardening I could really do right now. Cosmos. I don't think I need Cosmos planted anywhere. So I guess we will spend this time to talking about e-readers. Obviously I don't have one here, and I don't think I ever will. The e-reader is kind of a cool functionality, but I'm not going to invest into it. I can't imagine how much they are. They're probably expensive, probably rare, especially getting all the trading cards and such. So let's go ahead and talk about the e-reader things. Mainly for the... Well, no. Mainly for the whole game. I used... For a lot of the information we're going to talk about today, I used a very reliable, like, IGN article from 2002. You know, if, I gotta specify the date because IGN's not very useful. They haven't been useful in like 15 years, information-wise. But this is a very early article from IGN. It's kind of like the GameFAQs articles where they're submitted by users. They're long and full of text and full of detail. They're very reliable. Might have a few things wrong here and there, but yeah, this is an article from literally a year after this game came out. So I'm used this for a lot of the information throughout this stream, and I'm going to be using this especially for talking about two major things that I'm not going to be able to do today with the GBA, one of which being the e-reader. So let's see. They state that the Animal Crossing E-Series 1 consists of 66 e-reader cards. There are 60 character cards, 4 town tune cards, and 2 design cards. Pack of cards contains 5 random cards at the suggested retail price of $2.99. So this was, once again, from 2002. I'm going to assume maybe there was a Series 2 of e-reader cards, maybe? I don't remember if the e-reader was kind of a flop or not. I think there was some promises with it that never were expanded upon, just because it didn't sell well, it didn't do well, and maybe presumably implementation into games with the e-reader was kind of tricky. So I'm going to assume maybe there was multiple series, maybe not, I don't know, but for specifically Series 1, we're going to talk about the 66 cards there are. So what there is a promotional card included with the e-reader. So when you scan a card into the e-reader, you, I believe, get rewards mailed to you. It's specifically mailed to you. I don't think you get it immediately. So something will be mailed to you. You have to, I think it gives you a code, and you have to take it to, you know what, let's see. Let's see if I'm remembering this correctly. You have to take it to the post office. And yeah. Welcome, James. Thank you for using the e-reader transfer machine. Would you like to read an... Okay, so you scan it here. Yeah, so I can't do any of this. I mistook this for the ATB. You know, opposed to ATM. I mistook this for the ATV when I first started playing this game. But there's a lot of things you can get with this. There are character cards, for one. These cards feature a character from Animal Crossing. The reverse side contains biographical information about the character as well as a password. Mailing that password will result in a letter being sent back to you from the character. Okay, so yeah, it is password. It has to do with the password. So you'll get a letter back from that character in a couple days. It usually contains a gift. Scanning the card with the e-reader displays a 3-page letter from the character. Scanning the card with the Animal Crossing e-reader application at the ETM. Oh, it's called ETM. In the post office delivers a letter from the character with a present to your mailbox. So it's a lot different than amiibo cards. So you get something from the character, but with the amiibo cards, you get that character themselves usually. I think you can get some other stuff like posters in New Horizons if you go talk to... what's his name? Stoner Dog on the island? I don't remember his name. Hippie Stoner Dog. So that's for the character cards. There are also town tune cards. These cards feature a hit song by Todakeke. The reverse side displays the town tune on the card, and you can enter the melody in by hand if you don't have an e-reader or GBA. Scanning the card with the e-reader displays the melody on the melody board and plays the town tune, and then begins playing the air check of the featured song. Scanning the card at the melody board by the post office will enter the song on the melody board for you automatically. There's a lot of uses for this e-reader, man. And then lastly, right? 60 character, 4 town tune, and 2 design cards. So we have the pattern cards. The or design cards. These cards feature a pattern for use on clothing, umbrellas, signs, flags, and doors. The reverse side shows a pattern on the card. Scanning the card with the Animal Crossing e-reader application will allow you to save your pattern in the collection of 8 patterns. So what are these patterns? Are they anything special? Animal Crossing pattern e-reader cards? E-reader card, Wikipedia. Okay, so there were 4 series of booster packs. There are a total of 338 cards. Let's see, character card, town tune, design cards. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Design cards were part of Animal Crossing E and Dobutsu no Mori Card E+. They each contain a unique design, often based on other Nintendo franchises. Scanning a design card on the GBA itself displays a comment from Mabel about the card's design. In-game, the cards can be scanned at the Able Sisters to add the design to the player's design collection. So one of the cool things I'm seeing here, it's tiny, but there's that's cool. There's literally a Shine Sprite design, so you could wear it on your shirt, your head, and have an umbrella of Shine Sprites. That's actually pretty cool. It's not showing, it's just one example, so it's not showing any others. You know, there's like the Shine Sprite card. I would love a list of design cards. I would actually love to see this. So there's a Pikmin pattern. List. E-cards. Animal Crossing wiki. Ooh, we got a list. Cool. Head back over there. So let's see. I got sent up, I think. Game cards, letters, design cards, front and back. So we have Shine Sprites, Jumpman Mario. You mean no image? Oh, it just sends me to the... Cool. Oh, is this Samus? Looks like Samus. Is this for a room? Oh, is that's Star Fox? Hold on, we actually need to read these, because some of them are kind of hard to tell. So yeah, Samus, there's a Pikmin pattern for the room. Star Fox emblem. KK Tor? I screwed up by jumping out of this. There's so many ads on this site. So many ads. Oh, it's just KK's face. So I saw the hero. So this is looks like yeah, Wind Waker design. Triforce like wallpaper and flooring. There's Kirby. Oh, okay, they might have sold me on an e-reader. Oh, that looks so cool. It looks so cool and kind of like Nightmare Fuel-ish. Just imagine waking up in a room full of Kirby faces plastered everywhere. There's Rossetti. Yoshi eggs. Pokeballs. Wario? Yeah. Cap'n? Link. Is that the one Link? Shine Sprite that we saw. Okay, so now we're at the back. That's some cool stuff, though. Shit, if I was a grown-ass adult in the early 2000s, I guarantee you I would have bought these. That's cool. I think that's all I have in notes for these. And it's definitely really cool. Apparently, it also says for pattern cards, these can be used on doors, which is interesting because I didn't think decorating your door was a thing until New Horizons. Like in New Leaf, you could get a different door. And also, I didn't see any doors when we were looking through that pattern list. But yeah, that... I don't think that covers it for everything e-reader related. It definitely doesn't. But I think that covers it for e-reader card specific things and how you can interact with that in this game. And that's kind of cool. I actually kind of want to like... I'm definitely not going to get an e-reader, but going back to what I said earlier about I think they're... I imagine they would be kind of rare and expensive. I want to see how much an e-reader is in cards. So an e-reader, you can get for pretty cheap. 20 to 25 bucks US. Animal Crossing e-reader cards. You can get a lot of 141 for $108. I wonder if they are, these are saying Dubutsu no Mori Plus cards, so I wonder if they're region locked? Let's see, okay, so there's a problem here. For example, there's somebody selling a lot of 22 e-reader cards on eBay for 60 bucks. The problem is... No, these are e-reader cards. I think. Yeah, they got rounded edges. They look a lot like e-reader or sorry, amiibo cards. Here, take a look at these real quick. These look a lot like the amiibo cards. And I saw like Shari. I saw Stitches up here. And I didn't think they were in Animal Crossing 1. Diana too? But yeah, these are like rounded. I don't think they're amiibo cards, just improperly listed. You can buy a brand new booster pack for $49.99 plus $7 shipping. So much for them being $2.99 a pop. Now here's the other thing. Were there different e-reader cards? Maybe I should be looking on eBay or on Google for this information, because there's another listing here that has completely different looking e-reader cards, ones that don't look anything like the amiibo cards. Oh, there's some for songs. Oh, Kabuki's in this game? Dude, I love Kabuki. There's Farley. Huh. I wonder if some people just have accidentally listed... No. I'm gonna Google it. Google will give me a better answer. Animal Crossing e-reader cards. It should give me some, like... Okay, I think the ones that... Yeah, this makes sense. So the ones that look like... Oh, maybe not. I'm not sure. The ones that look like amiibo cards might be the Japanese ones. They might be the Dobutsu no Mori E+ cards. Yeah, because the more I scroll, the more I'm seeing the ones that I'm like, okay, these look like... The more I'm seeing the ones that don't look like amiibo cards. They are kind of expensive, though, depending on the seller, I guess. There's somebody selling 5 cards for $38. Card lot of 64 for $350. Jeez. I'm going to assume by the US ones or the English ones being expensive and the Japanese ones being inexpensive, I'm going to assume the e-reader is region locked. Yeah, some people are charging like $20 just for a single card. It's cool. It's definitely cool for that, for sure. But I mean, like I said, if I was an adult in the early 2000s, I definitely would have jumped for the e-reader solely because of the Nintendo-themed items, like having a Super Mario Sunshine umbrella, or having the Kirby wallpaper flooring. All right. Well, that's pretty cool. Pretty good way to kill time. Store is going to be open soon. We'll hit up the store. We'll grab what we need. We'll head over to Emmy's town to deliver this Game Boy. Get her candy. I'm going to need to make sure to get rid of my inventory before I go over there to make space. And then we'll spend the time on the island going through all the interesting things of the island. I'm going to go ahead and turn my GBA off now. Just killing my battery at this point. Yep. You up yet? No. Damn. I have been trying to de-weed the town a little bit. I kind of let it go over a little overboard. Just because I do need... I don't remember how many weeds at this point, like 10, 12? I need like 10 to 12 weeds for Wisp to show up so that I can keep filling up my catalog with him. I actually think I've done a pretty good job at de-weeding the place, but I need to make sure I don't de-weed it too much. I can't remember. I think 5 weeds are guaranteed to show up in your town a day. 3 to 5, something like that. That's information I don't have stored in my brain anymore because I've already got Perfect Town. So ironically, because I've already gotten Perfect Town and I've gotten the reward and met Farley, I just stopped caring about... I stopped staying on top of it, and I stopped caring about keeping the information in my head. But it was something like 3, because I think it was like, if you have 5 or more weeds on an acre, that acre becomes bad to Farley. Which can hurt you, but like every day, as long as you stay on top of it, or even if you just miss a day, you're still good, because the amount of weeds you'll get in your town shouldn't all appear in 1 acre. There we go. Now we can actually really start our day. So I'm gonna sell the mushrooms first and foremost. I want to see if Katrina's fortune affects things I sell to him. No, it is 25. Okay, so he still has his set prices. It's just everything else that I interacted with, like the money rock and picking up the money out of the ground. It's all been benefited by her fortune. Ribbon parasol? I don't think I have had this before. I'm gonna go ahead and sell this to him. Real quick, we can take a quick look at how my catalog is doing. So let's see. It's getting pretty full. It's looking kind of nice. Let's see, 450 out of, I think, 599? I don't have the totals on me right now. 53 out of, I think, 64. 53 out of 64. 179 out of, like, I think, like, 220 something. I think this is 64 as well, so 54 out of 64. This is definitely 64 because I'm only missing one. 85 out of like 120, 130. There's a lot of gyroids. So like, it's actually not as bad as I thought. It's just like the gyroids and the clothing. There's a lot missing. Same with the furniture. But the thing you got to keep in mind is like, there's furniture I'm not going to be getting because they're tied behind exclusive goals. So like getting what is it, 999 million bells. The HRA will give you the post office model, I think. Or no, it's not the HRA. The post office will give you the post office model. Hey, Emmy. So there's stuff like that. Igloo exclusive items. Stuff like that I don't think Wisp will give me. By the way, has there been no chat on screen today? Is chat down and I just didn't notice? Oh, no, it's there. It's just disappearing faster than usual, I guess. Okay, let's see if we get any flowers we need. My tulip. I mean, essentially I need any flowers I can get, right? I need to stock back up. White pansy. I think that might be the only one I need, but I'm also not entirely sure quite yet if I am going to fill up the left side of Derwin's house with flowers or not, with the white pansies. Another painting I've already got. It's one of those paintings that shows up here all the time, right? Rare painting, yeah. I've seen it a lot, because the rare painting shows up more than anything else, ironically. I don't know if I have this. I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And actually, I will be coming back in here and... Well, maybe not. Hold on. Does this add to my catalog? Or was it something I already had? I already had it. Alright. Let's see. Anju's shirt. I've not seen this before. We'll go ahead and grab it. I hope I had the space for it. My pockets are full. So let's see. Sell this. Once we go to Emmy's town, I will probably buy up everything at her shop, not just the candy. And I'll talk about why in a bit. Okay. Also because of raffle tickets. last month I had a ridiculous month of raffle ticket, or last month I had a ridiculous amount of raffle tickets, and I barely won like 2 things in the raffle. I went through like 10 tickets before I won anything. It's kind of nuts, so I kind of want to get extra raffle tickets this month just in case I have poor luck again. All right. Trying to drop off the flowers. Drop off the candy. I'm gonna drop most of my golden equipment just because I'm paranoid after what I talked about last stream with if you reset while in somebody's town, how you lose everything. I definitely don't want to lose that stuff just in case the power surges or something. That happens. That hasn't happened in months, but for a while there, it was happening like every couple days, like in the morning specifically. So I'm always paranoid about things going wrong in the morning, especially like streams. I used to have a hard time streaming in the morning. My ISP, I guess, hated that, so they would just throttle my internet connection or just take it away altogether in the morning. It's not a big deal if I lose my money or my golden shovel, because I can't get the money back, but I can get the golden shovel back. I'm gonna hit the bathroom real quick before we go to Emmy's town. I'll be right back. All right. All right. Let's go ahead and head on over. I think I have the right game. Yeah, I have the right memory card in my GameCube. And let's just hope whatever villager I lose isn't one that I really love. It's pretty much inevitable. I think Allie has been in the town for 4 or 5 days now. Because I think through my experience, if you go to somebody else's town like a day or two after a new villager has just moved in, you aren't going to lose anybody just because that villager is so fresh there. At least, I think maybe one time that didn't happen. So maybe it's not guaranteed. All I do know is it happens way too often. If you go to somebody else's town, you lose somebody. As long as I keep Jay and Maple, I will be okay. And probably Groucho. I think those are probably the 3 villagers I really, 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 really care about the most. But unfortunately, it's a situation where I do kind of like everybody, pretty much everybody in the village, so odds are not in my favor. Strange person. Uh-huh. Alright. Alright, at Emmy's Town, we need to track down Dizzy, which I think is here. Yeah, okay, C1, we need to go to the shop. We'll go to Dizzy first. Still got all this stuff. I think it's been a year since Emmy has played this. It's, I still got all this stuff. I was trying to help her out with her lovely set. Did I ever get her a lovely kitchen? I might steal that. I noticed recently that there is a lovely, like, kitchen. I think it's a red exclusive thing. Let's go see all our cockroaches. I'm in the middle of getting ready to leave. I'm not here. I'm not, like, here, but I did want to pop in. You're all good, dude. You're all good. Huh. What's in Emmy's diary, I wonder? Oh, God. Hold on. Why can't I go back further than November 2023? Can you not look through somebody's diary past a year ago? I can't see October 2023. That's weird. I wanted to see if she wrote anything in her diary. It probably wouldn't be as wild as the stuff I wrote in my diary, but... Alright, Dizzy. Long time no see, buddy. Oh, good morning. I don't think I've seen you for a really long time. Memory serves that the last time we met was back in Rumpus, right? Doesn't matter, the point is we haven't seen each other for 5 months. You were in Rumpus 5 months ago? I felt like he moved out much longer ago. What do you need? You forgot this. Here. Whoa, is that my Game Boy? I thought I'd never see it again. Woo! Let's see, I remember lending it to Tangy, but I think I forgot to pick it up before I moved. And since I also forgot to tell anyone where I was going, I didn't think Tangy would ever get it back to me. Wow, thank you for bringing this to me. Really, I can't thank you enough, woo. 1,200 bells. Okay. I was kind of hoping for an actual item, but... Hey, that job was a breeze for you. Convinced. From now on, I'm coming to you for help. Yeah, you should move back in so you can come to me for help all the time. I'd appreciate it. Alright. Right, Emmy doesn't have the upgraded Nookling store. So are we gonna even get 5 pieces of candy, I wonder? What's going on with your turnips, I wonder? Not that I have turnips. Oh my god, 1,000 bells per turnip today? I wish I bought turnips. Okay. So we're gonna get 4 pieces of candy, and then we're gonna get 2 flowers, and then I'll probably just outright buy up all of her furniture. And I'll talk about why I'm doing that in a little bit. Okay, what flowers did I get? I wasn't even paying attention. White pansy, yellow tulip. Okay. Is the clock... Okay, I had to check. I wasn't sure if the clock was a furniture item. I couldn't remember if you could hang stuff on the walls in this game. Yeah, you can't. I don't think you can. Okay, so that should give me, yeah, that's 5 more raffle tickets. Okay, I am going to turn my GBA on real quick. I am kind of curious, and I don't think I can. I'm kind of curious if I can go to Emmy's island. I don't think she ever made an island, but I'm curious if Cap'n will show up. Okay, so her dock is the same place my dock is. While I'm here, I might as well steal any gyroids she has. Emmy explicitly told me she is never gonna play this game again. More than likely. It's too, primitive for her. Oh man, I'm not even gonna have enough room, am I? Okay, fossil. Oh hey, Huck. Yeah, no, Emmy's town at this point I think is mostly villagers from my town. Butch, Goose, and Dottie were not mine. Biff was mine. Tangy is not mine because I still have my Tangy, but she got Ellie, she got Huck, she got Puck, she got Mallory, Savannah, Bertha, Nibbles. I think Joey was originally hers. She doesn't even have Midge anymore. That probably explains why all of a sudden all my villagers stopped asking for me to go to Emmy's town to deliver something to Midge for them. It's probably because she moved out. Alright, Cap'n is here. Can I actually visit somebody else's island? She hasn't made one, so probably not. Ahoy there, matey. Do you care to ride me boat to the island? Really? What is that island you wanted to visit? I can make Emmy's island for her? If Emmy was here, she'd probably name it Toast. Yar, alright then, board me. Wow! That's weird. That's a great way to piss off your friends. Because the thing about the island is you get to name it. Kind of like your town. It's like a part of the Animal Crossing experience is like naming it, and so that it's I don't know, it's kind of like, think of a Pokemon Nuzlocke, how you give a Pokemon a nickname so there's that bond there. It's kind of the same. Just like go to somebody's town and then name their island. That's weird. There's Gulliver. So, okay, so while we do this, there's something I want to talk about. I don't care what you do in my town. I'm just saying, like, it's weird that I could create your island for you. While you're on this boat ride, there is, if I can find the note for it, there's like a 1% chance. Where is it? Where is it? I have so many notes. Yeah, when traveling to Animal Island, there's approximately a 1% chance of a large fish shadow, about 20 times the length of a sea bass shadow, appearing in the sea, commonly inferred by the community as a whale. The fish cannot be caught under normal circumstances. However, if spawned in a body of water in the town via memory editing, it can be caught, and the resulting fish is a Arrquil. The fish, for the most part, functions identically to a normal Arrquil, though its catch quote is replaced with Mabel's dialogue used when entering the Able Sisters. Attempting to catch it with full pockets soft locks the game. It is most likely a whale, as its data internally is referred to whale_data. It should also be noted that it can spawn even if the player uses glitches to walk into the open ocean. So getting it to spawn is not tied to Kappa's boat ride, and I do have this image from that website. You can see the giant whale shadow. I don't know if Cap'n is specifically looking at that there, or if he's still singing. I don't know if it's something that catches his attention or not. It is something really cool to note. It's a 1% chance. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't have any memory of seeing it. It is something very interesting that I wanted to talk about. So we turn off our GBA. So now we have Emmy's Island. Huh. Can I set the flag? I can change the flag? Wow. Huh. So, Emmy's gonna have a specific villager then. All of the islands have their own unique villagers. This is something we were gonna talk about in the notes. I'm kind of like doing things completely out of order here. There are like 18 exclusive villagers for the island in this game. So on the island you will have a vacant house for yourself with 2 red and 2 blue Aloha shirts. You can also design this house. And you will have your own islander. Let's see what Emmy got. Melee's house. Sounds like she's a Smash Bros fan. Oh god, she's kind of like... Oh god, she's kind of ugly. Oh, gee, hi, morning. Hey, you know, I don't think I've seen you around before. So, who are you? Oh, James, huh? I'm Melee, hi. So, okay, Duckling. Is okay, Duckling just her catchphrase? Oh, hi, James. What's up with you, Duckling? So, yeah, did you want to maybe talk about something, Duckling? Just hanging? Oh, I really hate your town. The flowers and the trees. They all have these nasty little bugs all over them. Just thinking about those creepy crawlies makes me break out in ugly hives. Ew, 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 ew. At least here on Lovely Toast, I don't have to deal with that grossness. Unless, of course, I don't clean my house often enough. It seems like I always space doing that. Okay, I guess we'll take this opportunity to kind of talk about all the island stuff. I have paragraphs upon paragraphs of notes about this. There is a lot you can do in the town. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff you can do on the island, and it's pretty cryptic what you can do here. So cryptic that the first time I visited this island for the first time over a year ago, I didn't know what I could do here until I started reading up on it on the internet very recently. As I stated earlier, all of my knowledge here is from trying this stuff over the past week, as well as a very comprehensive IGN article posted from 2002. And a lot of the stuff, it's very in-depth, and a lot of the stuff that has been on that article I have tried and can confirm it's actually, like, it works. So, for a refresher, I have on here a refresher on how this works. But we actually just firsthand saw how this works for the first time. So you plug in your GBA, you turn it on, you might need to go into a house and come back out outside, but Cap'n will appear at the docks. The first time you interact with him, he'll ask you where you want to go, and you get to name the island. I did this last year. I didn't think I would be able to do it with Emmys, so that's new. You'll have the vacant house with the 2 blue and 2 red Aloha shirts, and a villager. While talking to the villager, they can ask you for a random item. For example, one of my island villager recently asked for like a kitty bookshelf. I didn't have it. You can go out of your way and go back to your island and order it, but if you turn off your game before getting it, or you can go back to your town and order it. If you turn off your game before getting it, next time you go back to them, they will not ask for that anymore. They ask for something different every time you boot up the game. So if you're near a time where Pete will deliver the mail, you can go order that. I've never experienced what will happen if you give that to them, but according to this article, they can give you money, or they will offer you money for it. You can decline the money, and more often than not, they will offer more money the second time around. So this is a way to bargain for higher cash. If you do drive too hard of a bargain, they will decide that they won't want it anymore. So that's a thing. Going back to the villagers, there are 18 unique villagers that are exclusive to this island. We have seen 2 of them now, thanks to being able to create Eni's island for her. However, in Dubutsu no Mori E+, there are an additional 18 villagers, meaning there are a total of 36 villagers in that version of the game. For Dubutsu no Mori E+, this island is uninhabited when you arrive, and you must scan a villager's e-reader card to make them wash up on the shore, much like Gulliver. They will move into a vacant house that is not yours. So apparently in Dubutsu no Mori E+, I don't think there are any... I'm sorry, this island is not tied to the GBA aside from the e-reader, so I think you can just come to this island whenever. It will be completely vacant unless you have an e-reader, and I think there are other ways. I think you need to interact with the villager to get the exclusive island furniture and items, but there's a completely different way that we have to go about that outside of Japan, because it's tied to the GBA. So there are several pieces of furniture that you can only obtain here, and I have a list. For it. Sorry, I bumped the mic. The list is as follows. You can get a beach chair, a beach table, diver dan, snow cone machine, a surfboard, treasure chest, ukulele, you might have seen that in my house today, water breaker, and then there are 2 exclusive NES games tied to the island, one being Wario's Woods and the other being Baseball, both of which I have got. I've probably gotten about half of these items thus far, just from the, I think, 2 days I've spent messing with the island. So I'm personally missing the beach chair, beach table, diver dan, and the treasure chest at this point. So... there's not really a whole lot you can do on this island. You can't pick up and take the flowers. You can do some fishing. There's some bugs. It's always going to be summer here, so you notice the grass is green. I presume summer fish will show up, but I mean, you only have an ocean here, so it's not going to be any different than your town right now, I don't think. And you can get coconuts. You can take coconuts, take them back to your town. I have full pockets, I completely forgot. You can take them back to your town, plant them on the lower acres. What is it, F, I think, the F acres, and they will grow there. And that's about it. You have a town for decorating, you have a villager. On the off chance you have something that the villager wants, you can bargain for that item, or for a higher value of money in exchange for that item. And then there's the shirts, which I think are exclusive to the island as well, that are in the town, in the island. For the remainder of what we can do on this island, I'm actually gonna leave. I'm gonna leave and do it on my island, because there is some stuff that I need that I have left on that island to be able to do what I need to do, if that makes sense. So once we talk to Cabin to leave, he will ask if you want to keep a record of this island on your GBA. If you say yes, sorry, my throat. If you say yes, then you will be able to interact with your villager on the GBA, like physically on the GBA. It's kind of an interesting, like, Tamagotchi sort of thing. Like, it's a top-down view of the island, and you get to kind of interact with the villager. But we're not going to take it. We're just going to go back. Before you do this, before you leave with the intent to do the island stuff on the Game Boy Advance, I highly recommend leaving a golden shovel, specifically a golden shovel, a bug net. you might as well not leave the gold bug net. You just do the regular bug net, an axe, or not an axe, and a fishing rod. Those 3 items: golden shovel, a bug net, and a fishing rod. So this is kind of where the island has a lot of depth to it, because your islander can interact with each of these tools in different ways. So leave those 3 tools, and I recommend burying 5 furniture items. 5 furniture items that you don't care about. So maybe just go to Tom Nook's that day and buy up all those furniture, which is what I did here in Emmy's town. And this is kind of the beginning of the process to get the island exclusive items. And I'll go more into it once we actually get the GBA kind of like set up here. Which means we're gonna have to go back to our town. Because I don't really want to leave my golden shovel on this island, and I don't want to be put in a position where I don't have a bug net and something good goes flying by with it. Something good goes flying by that I need the bug net to get. I don't want to be put in a position where I just can't do anything. If that makes sense. It'll make sense in a bit. There's a lot, like I said, the island is pretty in-depth, which is very surprising because there's, as far as I know, there's no real way to know what to do on the island unless you go out of your way to look it up, like I did. Because there's not really any, like... It's really just a trial and error thing, it seems. Oops. It's really just a trial and error thing, it seems, because a year ago, I saw the whole, like, top-down, you know, perspective, and your villagers walking around and stuff like that, or your islanders walking around and stuff like that, and I didn't really know what to do. I never thought to leave tools. I never thought to, like, leave something buried into the ground. I just was like, oh, you know, they can walk around and they can eat the coconuts and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. So it's kind of, like, obscure for the stuff that you have to do, because nobody really tells you about it from what I understand. There's probably, I mean, this is 2001. This is probably back when strategy guides were common, so... And I guess it was the early days of the internet, too, so if you had internet, you could probably look it up, but I'm still just kind of like, wow, this is like some obscure stuff. So, I think the rest of my notes is actually about everything that we do on the island via the GBA. Hello again. Leave me alone. Yeah, we're friends. Birds of a feather. Alright. So... we're gonna clean up our inventory a little bit. I am not gonna need anything other than my own shovel for this island, I don't think. Yeah. There is one more thing I recommend taking to the island, and it is your fruit. Any fruit, just starting off, that isn't coconuts. Anything that isn't native to the islands. Let me run back. I'm gonna sell... What are we gonna do here? I'm gonna get one more item for now, and then I'm gonna sell my 2 gyroids. But yeah, I recommend just grabbing any fruit for the time being if this is your first time. There is something you're gonna want to figure it out, and I will explain it in the, I believe, happiness section of my notes. Yeah. Which might sound weird right now, but trust me, it'll make sense. What's about to happen is we're about to go very in-depth with explaining the segments, or the gimmicks of how this villager works, how their happiness is, how they interact with each tool, stuff like that. Like I said, it's surprisingly kind of shocking. I wonder if I can buy this painting and try to manipulate it. No. I mean, we'll buy it anyway, but... Okay. Alright, any items that I'm going to be keeping? Just double check, I'm pretty sure it's all... Okay. Alright. So I'm going to be grabbing as many oranges as I can carry right now. Before we go to the island. Oh, we could probably go see Allie now, too. I have 2 spots open for fruit. We can go meet her. Hopefully? Okay, I was about to say, she's still asleep. James. Good morning to you, grah. You seem awfully peppy for such an early morning. So peppy, it actually rather offends me. Enough idle chit-chat. Did you need something from me? Just talk to me. I'm not gonna do work anymore. Well, this is awkward. So James, shall I tell you some of my dieting tips? Maybe. What? Don't be so wishy-washy. It's a simple yes or no question. Honestly, what's your damage? You're gonna have to show a little backbone if you want to get anywhere in this world. Ain't that the truth? So yeah, that's Allie. I like her design. She's pretty cool. I can't imagine there's many like alligator, crocodile villagers in Animal Crossing, in this specific Animal Crossing, because like I said, I'm pretty sure that's the first one I've seen. Might be the second, but with how often villagers leave in this game, it's kind of hard to remember everyone I've had in this game compared to, say, New Leaf or New Horizons. Alright, so once again, we're going to take Captain's boat. I forgot to grab 3 more fruit. That's okay, though. There's going to be some coconuts on the island, which will do the trick. Do you know the difference between pasta and noodles? What a weird question to ask. Cap'n does actually say some really creepy stuff in between singing sometimes. Mainly the one thing I'm thinking of is, hey, guess what, James? Let me tell you something. I actually do like me a woman with some meat on her bones. I'm like, Cap'n, I'm a child, please. I don't need to know this. Alright. So once we're to the island, Cap'n can tell us we can just completely turn off the GBA if we want to. I'm gonna leave it on because we're not gonna be here for more than a couple seconds. Defund the popo. So, like I've got here, I've left a fishing rod, a bug net, and around here should be a golden shovel. Yeah, golden shovel. Let's go see... Oh... Hare, he's asleep. Okay. That's fine. One thing I will note that I don't have in my notes, even if your islander is asleep, you can still do the GBA stuff. They will wake up when you go through the little Tamagotchi GBA segment of this. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna take all of this fruit that I got, or at least most of it, and I'm gonna drop it right here. I'm gonna drop some up here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and shake the coconut trees. You know what? No, let's not shake the coconut trees. This, the whole, I'll explain it a bit. I'll explain it a bit. There's something I want to talk about that's really frustrating about this gimmick, but it's not gonna make sense until we get into what's going to happen on the GBA screen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bury all of my items. You can see I conveniently have 5 slots open here. Oh, I have 4. Shit. I'm going to need to get rid of one of those flowers. So I'm going to bury all 5. You can do less. I wouldn't recommend doing more, because what's going to happen is the villager is going to be taking this golden shovel and digging up all 5 of these items and replacing them with 5 items that they have on themselves, which can be the island exclusive items. Doing this is also how I got the painting I was talking about earlier. So they can give you anything, not just island exclusive items. They can give you like anything that you can get of normal means. But there's more to it, and I'll hold off until we leave and get started on that. I can quickly show off what my house is looking like. I'm just kind of throwing extra items into it that I'd be willing to throw in the ground for my villager to trade. Some of this is also the island exclusive stuff. So like we have the snow cone or snowball machine here, whatever it is. Baseball here. Surfboard. Wave breaker. I think that's about it. I am kind of trying to make this a little homey with the TV set and the NES games, but there's also like some stuff here, like this round cactus, that I would be willing to dig or to bury for my islander. Okay, so now we can take off. So once again, Cap'n is going to ask if we want to save a record of the island on the GBA. This time we're going to say I take it. So I would like to talk about this while I'm doing this, but once we get into this, it's I'm going to be playing weird with my index and middle finger rather than my thumbs, because I need to keep this in place for the camera. We're going to be kind of on a time constraint of sorts here once we get into this, so I'm going to explain some of this stuff before we start. Just because the islander on the GBA can be very problematic and it can be frustrating. So now we have the island on here. It does not look all that good. Cap'n will take us back. Let me see if I can get this video quality to come out better. Unfortunately, you cannot hear the GBA music. I think I had played it through the microphone last year. Is it because of the gain? It's kind of because of the gain, yeah. Okay, so we brought the gain down. Be able to see some quality. Zoom in a little bit more. I have to be very careful though, not to move it. So here we have the island on the GBA. We can continue to play it. It is completely identical to the island we were just on the GameCube version. So once you take off from the island, you now have an overhead view of the island by pressing A. There's also an option to press B to trade islands, and we will talk about that later on at the very end, because this is the other thing that I will not be doing alongside of the e-reader stuff. So once we go into it, we zoom in. I will be able to move my cursor with the D-pad, hit A to interact with things, or you can tap on the ground with A to get your villager to investigate, or you can use it to have them interact with stuff. So it's... I keep saying it's like Tamagotchi. I haven't ever played Tamagotchi. What it really reminds me of is Dogs. D-O-G-Z for the Game Boy Color. Kind of how like you would pick the dogs up and then you tap on the ground with your Smash Brothers finger to the Smash Brothers master hand to get them to go investigate something. So, if your villager picks something up, it will be invisible. It will be in their invisible to you inventory. So just keep in mind how much stuff they have picked up because they can only carry 5 things. If you hold down the R trigger, you can move your cursor faster. And just as a note, if you don't interact with your GBA for 3 minutes or so, it will go into sleep mode, which is fine. Left trigger and select will wake the GB up. It is kind of weird to me. I actually had to look that up the first time because I hit everything and it just didn't work. So yeah, you can actually, I can completely, if I wanted to, you can't see, there's the GBA cable up here. I can completely unhook this from the GBA right now and carry it around with me. I read stories on Reddit of how people would keep this in sleep mode for like 3 days and the batteries would just hold out perfectly fine so they could keep doing stuff on their island. I don't see the point in that. The efficient way of doing this is to spend 10 to 15 minutes doing what you need to do, go back to the island, get what your villager left or your island left for you, and then rinse and repeat. So one thing is your villager can occasionally cry for help while running around. It's usually because they got stuck behind a tree and you just need to hover over them to pick them up. I'm going to focus on... I've got a lot of notes for this. I'm going to focus on happiness, feeding, and how the shovel works. So, your villager will have 3 moods: upset, content, and happy. The screen is small and you guys probably won't be able to tell because it's not entirely focused. Like, I have a very nice IPS backlit screen for the GBA here, but unfortunately I'm using a webcam to do this. It's kind of hard to show, but they will have 3 moods. You have to look very close at their mouths. It'll kind of show off whether they're happy, upset, or content. And that is the easiest way, and really the only way to tell how they are feeling. So whenever you visit the island, so like right now, the villager will be content. If you give them 3 pieces of fruit, you will make them happy. You can bring fruit on the island, and there are perks to this, like I said. We will go over that in a moment. But when you're feeding your villager, if your villager becomes unhappy, it'll take 2 pieces for them to become content again, and 4 pieces for them to become happy again. So if you think of it this way, they have 5 levels of contentness, 1 level of upset, and 1 level of happy. So once they're happy or upset, they will not leave that state naturally. I don't know how else to explain it. So whenever the villager becomes happy, he will drop one item that they are carrying. If they are not carrying anything, they will drop a bag of bells. Christ. Yes, disable sleep mode. It's going to be very hard for me to do this. So that's kind of how happiness works. So they have 5 levels of contentness, 1 level upset, 1 level happy. So when they are upset, they cannot get more upset. It just takes 1 piece of fruit to get them back to content. When they are happy, they can't get happier. But all it takes is like one thing to happen, like them falling into a pitfall trap or eating a fruit that they dislike for them to become content again. You want them to be happy for what we're going to be doing here. So feeding is in-depth, and it's going to require some trial and error. But the villager has fruits that he likes, loves, and fruit that he hates. Natively, coconuts grow on this island, and they are the one way, and they are the only way to grow them on your town via taking them back to your town with you, like I said. On the flip side, you can bring foreign fruit with you to the island. If you drop them, the villager will eat them when he walks over them. If you tap them, or you can tap the ground where he's at. There is one fruit out of any of the fruit that you can bring him that will make him unhappy. Once you know what that fruit is through trial and error, you just have to make a note to never bring it back. That fruit for me, I think, is either cherries or peaches. I can't remember. So that is from the guide, and while I can't say I can see any special animation or icon bubble that shows what fruit they love show what fruit they will love, they do show a special animation for a fruit that they dislike. So if they eat it, I think they show a little frowny face or something like that. Just make note of that and make sure not to keep it around. For the fruit that they love, they don't show an animation, a special animation showing they love it, but they have a chance of giving more bells if they have a fruit that they love. I think my fruit might be oranges, because they can leave 10,000 or even 30,000 bell bags once they eat a fruit that they love. And I think I got a 30,000 bell bag from an orange. I think it was an orange. So that's kind of a perk. You can come here to grind easy money in a way. You just kind of have to do this once every couple days when your fruit regrows that they love, and just keep giving it to them. And I think the higher the chain of fruit that you give them is, the more of a chance, or the higher the chance they will drop bigger bell bags. So if you've given them 7 oranges in a row, in my case, you have a better chance of getting a 30,000 bell bag than, as opposed to just coming to the island and giving them 4 oranges. Oh, jeez, this is a lot. Regardless whether they like or love the fruit, it doesn't matter unless you're really going for the bells, because they will increase happiness by 1, regardless if they eat a liked or loved. So basically, just keep in mind what fruit they dislike and never bring it. So here's where the island can be frustrating at times. Your villager will wander around on his own. If he wanders over a money bag he dropped, he will pick it up and keep it for himself. He can also do this with fruit, so if he's already at max happiness, you kind of want to keep a reserve of fruits, just in case he goes back to content. But if he wanders over to the fruit that you're kind of keeping in reserve, he will eat it, unfortunately. So you need to keep an eye on him at all times, which is why I'm not trying to explain this while playing, because you need to that's what I meant by you need to speedrun this in a way. Or not speedrun, it's kind of time sensitive, because if you are not paying attention to your villager, they can make a lot of mistakes. They can do some stuff, especially if they have a tool in their hand. Unfortunately, the bell bags that they drop, you have no idea what amount it is until you return back to the island on the GBA to pick them up. So it's in your best interest not to have them pick up money bags at all. Just because you never know if they're picking up a 100 bell bag or a 30,000 bell bag. Alright. So the shovel is really what you're going to be using the most on this island. You can do stuff with a fishing rod and bug net, and I will talk about that in due time. I do not want to enable sleep mode. So this is, like I said, where it can also be frustrating. Once your villager has the shovel in his hands, if he will randomly go over an empty plot of land and bury flowers, which is why my town, or my island, unlike Emmy's island, was full of flowers. Doing so will take his happiness meter down to content. So if he is happy, it uses that 1 point of happiness and puts him in content to bury seeds for some reason. And as far as I know, there's no way to make him not plant seeds other than just letting the island get filled up with flowers. When he is sad, he will bury pitfalls. I have not seen this anymore. I have not seen this at all. Thankfully, if you make him happy and pick up the golden shovel, specifically the golden shovel, this is how he will dig up your items and put an item of his own back. It specifically needs to be the golden shovel if you want to get the island exclusive items. If he does plant flowers and becomes content again, you need to make him manually drop the shovel, which can be hard to do if he's not standing on an empty plot, and then give him a fruit. So it's kind of a double-edged sword. You can have part of your island fill up with flowers so that he won't plant flowers on his own, spending his happiness point. But if he loses his happiness for some reason, you need to try to lure him over to somewhere where there's an empty tile, make him drop the shovel, then give him a fruit, give him the shovel back. This can be really frustrating. This can be really frustrating because your villager has a mind of his own and things can happen very fast. It's almost kind of like a real-time strategy game in some way. You know what? I almost feel like I'm dealing with some of the more annoying Pikmin at times that just won't listen or won't do what I'm asking them to. This almost kind of does feel like Pikmin in a way. So let's see. Yeah, so if you bury furniture, wallpaper, or flooring, he will replace it of something that kind. So I recommend just not burying furniture, or I'm sorry, I recommend not burying wallpaper or flooring because all of the island exclusive stuff is furniture, unless you're specifically trying to fill up your wallpaper and flooring catalog, which is the way to go. Like I said, I got a painting that I had never had before via the island here. So let's see, I think that covers it for the shovels. So let me try to get in position here. This is gonna be hard to do. All right. So it's gonna be a little blurry, but what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over, we're gonna knock on his door, and there he is. So he's gonna come out. I'm gonna feed him 3 fruit to make him happy. And now, oh, he's already happy. He's starting to drop. It's already dropping. Oops. He's already dropping money bags. Unfortunately, I can't reliably. Well, I can kind of get the R button from here. Okay, so he just ate some more fruit. So now I want Tim to go grab this shovel. Unfortunately, if I have him eat another fruit, or if he grabs that fruit while he has the shovel, it will go in his inventory, which means he will be burying a fruit, I believe. So at this point, I need you to pick this up. Pick this shovel up. I'm sorry, I'm moving the GBA around. Mad respect to the early YouTubers who did Nintendo DS games. Okay, and now we just gotta attract him to the dig spots. I made him drop the shovel, damn it. Alright, so come over here before you plant flowers. I just planted flowers, so now he's gonna be content again. So I was just trying to attract him to a dig spot. This is kind of what I mean, how it can be frustrating. So now I have to give him another fruit. I hope this isn't too blurry. I know it's kind of hard to do. So let's get him the shovel, and then we're going to tap on the ground where the dig spot is. He's going to dig it up, and he's going to replace it, and he should keep his happiness. He does keep his happiness, so we want him to go to the other spots. We dug up number 3. Basically, if we can just get him to dig all of these up in one foul swoop. Unfortunately, he just buried some flowers. You suck. And he needs to be happy, so if he goes over one of your dig spots, if he goes over one of your dig spots while he's not happy, he's just going to drop a regular item in there, unfortunately. Okay. So we went over the second one. Now we just have to get him to do 3 and 4. Or 4 and 5. No. Yeah, get that last one. Alright, so he has effectively replaced all 5 of my items now with potentially island exclusive items. And now, unfortunately, I don't believe there's any way to get him back in his house. I think I might be able to back out here, which acts as a pause, I hope. I probably should have added some rubber feet to the back of my GBA or something. I know it was sliding around there. So now what I can do, I'm going to go ahead and get some more oranges. If I can. Yeah. Get some more oranges, and we're going to go back and we're going to see what we got. I will explain the fishing rod and the bug net in due time. We're not going to use the fishing rod at all. I think the mechanic for that's kind of useless, kind of pointless. Alright, no more oranges. I'm just going to go ahead and get coconuts. Alright, and now you can't go talk to the captain again to go to the island, at least not until you go into a building. Go in the building, come out, and he will let us do this again. Before we take off, though, I will talk about the bug net. First off, or I'm sorry, not first off, the bug net is the most simple of the tools. One thing to note about the bug net, you don't need to do this on the GBA, you do this on the GameCube, obviously, because we're talking about Dobutsu no More E+. There are 2 bugs and 2 fish that are exclusive to that game and not in any other version of Animal Crossing. The bugs being the birdwing butterfly and the Hercules beetle. The fish are the blue marlin and the puffer fish. So fishing and bug hunting on the island with your playable character on the GameCube is important if you're playing that version. Like I said, in other versions, including this version we are playing here, does not have those bugs and fish. So every 4 minutes or so, an icon will appear on the opposite side of the screen that your villager is on. We're talking about the GBA again. It will be a balloon that flashes what kind of item it is. If it is junk, ignore it. Popping the balloon will make your villager unhappy. There's no slingshot in this game, so you use the bug net to pop the balloon. If it is anything else, though, you might as well usher your villager to go grab the bug net Go interact with the balloon as it flies across the screen. This balloon can be almost anything: fruit, furniture, a tool, or even a pitfall. Whenever your islander picks up something and puts it into their invisible storage, you'll need them to eat a fruit, which will make them happy, and have them drop it. They cannot eat the fruit while holding tools, so they will just store it, and you'll need to tap on them a few times to make their drop their tools so they can eat. So it's been a couple minutes, assuming that acted as a pause. So let's see. Yeah, there we go. See if I can get him to grab this before it flies away. It looks like a gyroid? It's flashing a treasure chest and a gyroid. So now that he has done that, I'm going to have him drop it. God, this is so hard. I know I'm moving it all around the screen. And we're going to have him eat the fruit. And he dropped money. Which is weird, because he shouldn't have done that. He should have dropped whatever he just got. I guess it was money? Hold on. It can be fruit, furniture, a tool, or even pitfall. That's weird. He shouldn't have done that. He should not be dropping money. The balloon was flashing a treasure chest and a gyroid. So I don't know. That's weird. I have not had that happen before. Granted, I'm usually not on the island long enough for a balloon to show up. But usually you would make them drop the net, and then in their invisible storage will be whatever they got from the balloon. I guess maybe they can drop money. Usually the balloon, like I said, the balloon will flash what it is. If it's I've seen it flash like a coconut before. I've seen it flash a pitfall. I've seen it flash junk. The treasure chest probably was... Maybe the treasure chest signifies money. Which is weird, because I feel like I saw a gyroid icon when it flashed. That's weird. So we can, while Captain's singing, we can talk about the fishing rod. It's kind of simple as well, but it's not very intuitive to get items. If you give your islander the fishing rod, they will be able to fish off the pier where Captain drops you off at, so right here. The islander can catch things like fish, items, and furniture. If they catch a red snapper, their happiness will grow and throw the fish back into the water. If they catch an octopus, they will be shocked and throw it back, causing their happiness to lower by 1. And if they catch junk, they will become unhappy. Keep in mind that if you fish so much that his pockets become full, he'll start throwing his inventory back into the sea. So be sure to have him drop the fishing rod and eat some fruit. Or have them eat some fruit to drop what they're holding in their invisible inventory. So, like, there's octopus and there are junk that can completely, like, decimate your supply of fruit, and I just don't find this very useful. We can do it once or so to show off. Show it off. But I mean, there's a reason why I don't do this, and it's just not very intuitive. I think just simply dropping the 5 items in the ground and having the villager replace it with a golden shovel while they're happy is the best way. I also got terrible luck with the fruit here, or with the money. Yeah, so here's the 5 items. Oh, they did drop the gyroid. Mega Stromboid. Gonna go ahead and drop that in my house right now. Okay. Drop some of the fruit. enough to make him happy. I'll put some fruit down here just as a quick grab when he gets unhappy or content. Alright, and now for the moment I've been waiting for. Let's see what we got. Exotic screen, not island exclusive. Baseball, island exclusive game. Apparently I think baseball is the most common. Wario's Woods, so the other island exclusive NES game. Modern bed. And lastly, did you even replace that? Oh, I might have not had him replace that. So basically, if you don't get anything that you like, or need, or want, you can just rebury everything. I think I'm going to keep Wario's Woods. Because I kind of want, I want to turn this house into the island exclusive set, which I already have a good chunk of. I got Balloon Fight here. But I now have Baseball and Wario's Woods, the 2 island exclusive NES games. So I'm gonna take this cactus, round cactus? Yeah, round cactus. And that'll be the other thing I bury. Yeah. And that's the gist. We just kind of rinse and repeat at this point. I usually only do 2 to 3 times in a day, every couple days, just because you can run out of fruit like on your town and your island, and it can be kind of tedious going back and forth. Also, it can be kind of annoying dealing with the villager just kind of walking around and he'll be like, oh yeah, let me plant some flowers here and make myself content. It can be kind of annoying, so that's why I only do 2 to 3 times every 2 to 3 days. But yeah, I mean, it's a good way to quickly get items, potentially items that you don't have. Like I said, it's how I got the artwork that I didn't have. So, like, this on top of Wisp is probably a really good way to clean up your catalog and, or fill up your catalog and get items that you want. So in my case, the missing paintings for the museum. So we talked about all of the tools. We talked about all the tools except for one. The last tool that you can leave on the island is the axe. I initially didn't state that you should leave the axe behind, and that's because you shouldn't. It's pretty useless to leave it behind. You can leave it behind, the islander will take the axe, and he will cut down trees. He seems to enjoy it, according to the IGN article, because I haven't done it myself, but I recommend against it because of how much fruit you'll be giving your islander. It isn't very helpful, and it is very helpful to have some of the coconut trees around. You can also plant the, I hadn't noticed, or I hadn't mentioned this because I kind of forgot myself, but you can also plant non-native fruit. They have a harder time growing, apparently, according to the guide. But you can plant it, and it might make it easier to, I don't know, just have fruit around for him because of how fast he can consume fruit. But yeah, and that pretty much covers it for the tools. We'll briefly have him fish when we come back, but I'm going to have him focus on, obviously, these 5 items first. And that covers the island aside from a little fun fact and the trading islands that I will talk about. So let's go back out and we're gonna do this one more time, and hopefully I can keep the damn screen still this time. take it. And this time, let's do this a little differently, because I keep moving the thing around. Do a little zoom out. We'll kind of blow it up. It gives me a little bit of wiggle room. Can't really see what Captain's saying, but that's okay. Okay, Captain, if you can just go. Thank you. Alright, let's do this again. Let me just pick this up. It'll make it a lot easier if I can just pick this up. I'll bring this up a little bit more. Yeah, this is how I should have done it from the get-go. Alright, going back in. We'll have to knock on his door again. Have some fruit. Okay, so he's already happy off of 2 fruit. I really didn't want you to take that fruit, but whatever. I was trying to get him to the shovel. Okay, so he's happy. He's got the shovel. Item number 1. No. Item number 2. Can you get any of these items that are buried? Item number 4. Item number 5. And it is worth noting that you don't have to worry about him undigging or digging up the items that he buried. He won't do that. If he walks over a plot that he's already buried something, hey, don't take my money, you shit. If he goes over a plot where he's already buried something, or a dig spot where he's already buried something, he will not take it back. He will leave it, thankfully. Can you drop the damn shovel? Dude, you are the worst. Come on, drop it. I'm sorry, I'm probably tilting this forward too much. I cannot get him to drop this damn shovel. You are on an empty plot. Thank you. I'm going to take this far away now. I'm going to go ahead and have him take the bug net, because something's probably going to be coming soon. Might just take a minute. But yeah, I mean, this is a pretty cool, like, extra thing. I thought I was pretty giddy about it the first time I saw it, but I was like, it's kind of like a tad bit pointless, right? Because there's not like a whole lot going on here. It's just like, oh, I can see my villager on the island while he's away. That's kind of cool, I guess. Okay, so we got the item. And this is the problem with him digging all the flowers, is it makes it harder for him to drop his damn tool. Okay. Let's take this over here. And now, lastly, we'll have him pick up the fishing rod. Oh, he doesn't even need to be on the pier. And he immediately digs or gets an octopus. So his happiness went down by 1. Alright, why aren't you fishing now? Please? Alright, let's get you to come over to the dock then. Because I know you'll fish here. Right? Are you coming? Yeah, slowly but surely. I'm terribly sorry I don't have a better way to record this. It is very hard to record off of screens, especially with a webcam. If I had like an actual camcorder, it would be easier. Come on. Come on. Come on. You stupid. Thank you. I want to see him dig up 1 item. He got a red snapper. Threw it back in. He's happy now. Can you do some more fishing? It's weird he'll only fish in an area once, and then he's done. So you have to find like a new area for him. I don't want him to go over where my item or my money bag is. Hey, do you want to find a spot to fish, dude? While you're happy? So yeah, you can kind of see why I don't recommend trying to get items this way. I think you can get the island island exclusive items this way, but he seems to refuse to fish. And he got another octopus. So yeah, he's only gotten a red snapper and 2 octopus by now. So 2 octopus, you know, reducing his happiness. Please don't eat that. Please don't take that. All right, you know what? We are done here. We are done here. You kind of get the idea for the fishing, but it's not good. At least to me, in my honest opinion, it is not good. So, yeah, that was our last trip to the island. That was my 2 for the day. I've had enough of dealing with this shithead. It can be irritating to get him to do what you want to do, but I mean, the rewards definitely, or the possible rewards, can outweigh the frustration. Alright, while Captain's taking us away, let's talk about how trading islands works. This is going to... I'm just going to echo what the IGN article states that I've taken all my information from the stream. It's just because I don't have the means to do this, nor would I want to. Okay, so you can trade your island with a friend. Maybe you already have and it's sitting on your GBA, or maybe you don't want to risk losing your own island. So here's the lowdown on how island trading works. Your island is tied to your town. It is stored in your memory card, and no matter what happens, it is your island. But if you really don't like your island, you can actually trade islands and islanders with a friend. This includes everything on the island, including whatever you may have stashed away in the hut and the pattern on the flag. But you have to be very careful about this. When you trade islands, they are marked as having been traded. This means that if you link your island data to your GBA and you hook it up to your GameCube and visit the island, your friend's island will replace your own. This means that if you do this and your friend decides he doesn't really want to visit your island and turns off his GBA, your island is gone forever. So please be very, very careful about this. With that caveat, though, this is exciting because it opens up a lot of possibilities for you and your friends. Say, for example, that you see your friend every day at work, school, whatever, but you don't necessarily go to his house that often. As I said before, the island on your GBA is an exact duplicate of the island on your GameCube. You can bring your GBAs along and trade islands. This way you can decorate your hut and show it off to your friend who can enter it and admire your interior design skills. And you can admire his. Sometimes the islander will even tell you about your friend's behavior. Your islander will talk about you too, so be good to your islander. Now, if you haven't actually traded islands and you're just visiting a friend's island on his GBA, then once you turn off your GBA, you'll end up going to your island again. Visiting each other's islands does not change or erase your island like trading does, but it merely lets you visit a friend's island for as long as it's stored on the GBA. In this way, you might want to keep a copy of his island with you on your GBA so that you can visit it back at home. So as long as your GBA with his island is hooked up to your GameCube, you'll sail there, and once you turn off your GBA, you go back to your town. So that's kind of a lot. It's definitely interesting, but other than like trading islanders and I guess the layout of the island, I don't really see any perks to this. It doesn't seem like you'll get any extra items. Like, it's not like you have island like exclusive items to your copy of the game, to your identity of your island. Like, no, you can get all the island exclusive items just by creating the island. So I don't know. I guess it's just like a mainly for the villager sort of thing, because like I said, these villagers, like O'Hare here, is exclusive to my island. Like, you cannot get these 18 exclusive islanders on the mainland in your town. Currently looking for a piece of furniture called a regal bookcase. I actually do have that. Not on me, at the town. So we could bargain for money and stuff like that, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I mean, I do have the means. I do have another GBA. I have the 1 GBA cable, so I do have the means to get Emmy's town on an island. It would be pointless to trade because I always have her memory card and I could just go to her island. But it is a very interesting thing to do. I guess it's really just a thing of the times, because this was probably something really cool back in the early 2000s. Like, what? I can have these two devices connect and it could take some data off of my home console and put it on my portable console, and it's like accurate. It's like, whoa, this is the future. I can imagine it being the case, but I don't get anything out of it, so I don't really want to do that. I'm happy with her hair too. I definitely would not want Emmy's ugly duck. Also, I saw he buried something here. He buried money. Interesting. So I guess he's not guaranteed to always bury items and flowers? I'm not sure why he did that. So let's see, we got a writing desk. We got a surfboard, that is an island exclusive. Ranch dresser. We got a treasure chest. Cool, that's the first island exclusive item I've got in this stream that I didn't have. And we got a mochi pestle. Oh, I think I know what that is. Cool. And at this point, once you're on the island, I failed to mention, once you are on the island, you can turn it off at any point. Like, you're completely good at this point. You will have to turn it back on before you leave, though, if you do want to transmit the data on your GBA. Is this a different surfboard? I don't know if there's different color surfboards you can get. There might be, might not be, I'm not sure. I don't really care about designing the house too much right now, so I'll just put the surfboard there. Treasure chest. Yeah, that's sick. That is sick. And then mochi pestle? Yeah, that's what I thought that was. Mochi pestle, ranch wardrobe, ranch dresser. A lot of ranch stuff given to me this time around. Well, I guess I could go through that one more time, since he just so happened to give me 4 things that I don't really care about. Random money. That's not an island exclusive thing. That's like that's a thing that can happen out in the town too. If you just dig a random hole, you can get 100 bells. I think sometimes 1,000 as well. It's completely random. I'm not sure if anything dictates that happening. Let's do one more run of this and see if we get anything special and different. But I do believe that concludes what I know of the island and what you can do on it. It's a very neat thing, and there's a lot more here than the game can even remotely tells you about, hence why for the past year I felt this was kind of a pointless addition to the game, especially when the villagers of your town usually blatantly advertise the GBA. It's like, hey, if you have a GBA, you plug it in and go down to the docks, Cap'n will be there. I don't think they do that anymore. I think after you make the island, they stop advertising it as much, or at all. But it is kind of cool. It's just I wish they explained in some way what you could do, rather than just having the villager or having yourself be kind of lost all this time and just kind of thinking, oh, this is a weird thing, and it's kind of pointless to really ever go here again. Alright, get the webcam back up. Turn this sheet back on. Yeah, I think we're good to move on. Now, while we're on this island, I do want to give a fun fact real quick. And this does kind of carry off the previous Animal Crossing stream where we were getting the last KK song. Apparently, if you give KK an invalid song request, he will always play one of his 3 live-only songs, which one of which is a rearrangement of the theme that you're hearing right now on Animal Island. Which is kind of cool. You can't hear it because I'm talking. So I didn't know that. I didn't know it would always be one of his live-only songs. I figured his live-only songs were... I guess they could randomly show up, but I figured they were probably, like, request-only, too. I also figured when you put something in invalid, like an invalid request, he would just give you a random song. So that is kind of cool. But yeah, that does conclude everything that I wanted to talk about today. 3 hours. We did have to do a little bit of screwing around waiting for the Tom Nook's store to open. But let's do one more run through this island, see if we can get something good. We did get the treasure chest, which is nice, but I'm greedy and I want more. I do wish I had a way to get the island sounds on here. Actually, I wonder if I can do that. Does my capture card have a auxiliary input? Not this one. My old capture card had one, so that's a shame, but it is what it is. I could probably mic up my GBA. You know what, let's see if I can mic up my GBA. It could go terribly, but... This could go terribly, but we'll do it. Alright, I have the gain way up and my noise gate off. So let's hope I remember to not blow everybody's ears out. Alright. Knock on the door. So this is just another rearrangement of the island theme. It gives Shantae vibes to me for some reason. Alright, so it looks like he's happy. Yeah, he's definitely happy. I think this is the shovel. Please stop eating the fruit. Please stop eating the fruit. He's probably gonna plant flowers. You suck. You were the biggest piece of shit. Come on, drop it. Thank you. Hey, get that. Okay. I don't know what happens if you don't get him to drop the shovel. I think he drops it anyway when you leave. So, let's get out of here. I don't remember what my gain was originally at. I think it was about 2 to 3 decibels. Put the noise gate back on. Hopefully, I'm hoping all of this comes out decently for this stream. The video quality for the Game Boy, decent. And same with the audio that I just got going on there. Because I wanted to cover this. I think this is really cool once I started learning about it, but it's definitely not easy to do, especially considering, like I said, the villager can be problematic, and or the islander can be problematic, and you kind of want a time constraint of sorts when dealing with him. Otherwise, he's gonna go around and fuck shit up, taking his money back and taking any items that you may have put on the ground from the balloons and making flowers all over the place. Ugh. Alright, last trip to this island. I think... you know what, I won't say that. I was going to say this might be the last trip we ever do to the island on the GameCube, just because, like, it's kind of... it's kind of hard to do this for stream-wise, because whenever I stream, I just stream on the Wii with USB loader and the retro tank for best quality. So I can't have the GBA plugged in. I actually have to get the GameCube from the other room and bring it in and hook it up to S-Video and get all that going on. And then the whole recording thing going on down here is kind of a pain, because it's really hard to record handhelds. Like I said, the YouTubers I watched growing up in like the late 2000s, early 2010s that had camcorder Let's Plays and stuff on like their DSs, and good on them. Just good on them, man. They did a great job, because this is really hard, even with like more modern technology. Because like it looks dark now, but if I roll up the gain a little bit, it just kind of like washes it out. I guess if the GBA didn't have a backlight screen, my GBA didn't have a backlight screen, it wouldn't be as bad. And the focus on it, I could not for the life of me get autofocus to work, so I had to manually dial that shit in. So part of me wants to say this might be the last time we do the island. But, you know, we'll probably check it out in the future once I have all of the island-exclusive furniture and I decorate the house up to be all nice and stuff. Because right now it's just not in great presentable shape, because it's a work in progress. Literally, this stuff is... I've only been messing around with this stuff for maybe 4 or 5 days, because I've only had the knowledge of how this island works for 4 or 5 days now. And he does drop the shovel. Got another baseball. That'll be the first one I'll be selling. Cement mixer. That actually might be good for my catalog. I don't think I've had that before. Pop machine. And another Wario's Woods. Yeah, the IGN article that I read did state that you will be seeing baseball and Wario's Woods a lot. What is the... Whoa. Damn. Wait, did he give me that off the coconuts? Is his... I'm still not 100% sure oranges are his favorites. He might... Because he had oranges and coconuts with him that one day that I got 30,000 bells. And I thought he ate orange. It might have been coconuts, though. I think he had one orange and a bunch of coconuts this time around, so I still don't know. One of those two is his favorite, though. It's kind of hilarious if coconuts are his favorite, considering he's literally on an island with coconuts. This was also a really good money day. I think we got well over like 200,000 bells. I just want to see what the pop machine is. Oh, it's a soda machine. I thought there already was a... Excuse me, I thought there already was a soda machine. Cement mixer. Alright. Well, we got the treasure chest as something new. We got Wario's Woods for the house. Even though I've already gotten the ukulele, I want to get another one for this house. And I can change the wallpaper and the flooring for this, but I just kind of left it the cabin stuff because it works for now. Maybe the backyard lawn and the backyard fence flooring and wallpaper will work really well in the future. I'm starting to lose my voice. Holy shit. So, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a process, though. It's gonna be a process. I would like to go see if we have more than 451 items in our catalog now. I would like to see if the pop machine and the cement mixer actually added to my catalog. I would like to see if they're actually new. I definitely know the treasure chest is new. So yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, we'll go to Nook's store. And I think that's really it for the stream. This is the first, like, Animal Crossing stream that made it past 2 hours in a very long time, I think. Halloween will probably be a longer one with how much candy I have. Oh, we should probably check to see if any of our villagers are gone, since I went to M's Town to get candy. Likes a lady with a little meat on her bones, you know what I'm saying? Sir, I'm 7. I don't want to hear this. Alright. So let's see. Pearl, truffles, tangy J, maple. Everyone's here. Nobody moved out, surprisingly. So I guess maybe AliExpress. Maybe Allie moved in recently enough that she didn't have a chance of moving out. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Maybe she moved in recently enough that nobody was going to move out from heading over to Emmy's Town. So like I said, sometimes if somebody moved in recently enough, it will negate what feels like a guaranteed thing of somebody moving out. Alright, so cement mixer, pop machine, Wario's Woods, baseball. I guess I could have added Wario's Woods and baseball to Jamie #1's house, because I think they've got a classic room with an NES game or something in front. Or maybe it's Jamie #2's attic, which is the ranch set. I don't remember. Let's see my catalog. 452. Yeah, I think the cement mixer was probably the new one. We might have gotten a new gyroid too. We got a lot of gyroids. No, we're still at 85. So we're getting there. It's taking a while for everything that isn't the items or the furniture. Because like I said, last week when we streamed this, I think it was at like 420 something. I mean, it's still a good ways to go with $5.99, but considering the Halloween and Jingle furniture that I'm still missing, as well as the snowman furniture and some exclusive items like Igloo exclusive items and the Island exclusive items that I don't have, as well as the the post office, like 1 billion bells requirement item. Aside from all that, I'm really, at the end of the day, not trying to 100% the catalog. I just want to get all my paintings. My main goal here is still to 100% the museum, which I just need Wisp to actually start giving me some dang paintings, which I am slimming down on his options, but it's taking a while. Alright, well, let me get all of this back in order. I've got plenty of bells to go donate. I could have made so many bells today too if I had turnips and went to Emmy's Town. He was taking them 1,000 bells per turnip. I don't know what Tom was buying turnips for today in my town. 76, okay. I was wondering if Katrina's, you'll become very rich, prophecy, fortune for me, could dictate that or not. That's okay. After how I got burned on turnips last week, I understandably do not want to mess with turnips anytime soon. I've also got, like, 4 million bells? Yeah, 4 million, closing in on 5. All right. I do believe that's gonna do it for the day. We're coming to the end of this game, in a sense. Like I said, this playthrough would be 15 months. I think it's been after. Has it been 15 months? Yeah, no, this month is 15 months of playing through this game. Obviously, I'm going to New Year's Day, and then I'm pretty much done with all the new stuff that I could show off. Yeah. That'll be it for now. I'll be back Halloween. Try to get the remainder of the Halloween furniture that I don't have. I can't imagine I'm missing that much. I'd have to look up a list. I know I looked up the list last year and stated what I was missing, but obviously it's been too long. I might stream Halloween's what's today? Wednesday? Hold on. Yeah, today's Wednesday. Halloween's next Thursday. I might do one more stream between now and then. I've been in Animal Crossing mood, and because I'm kind of somewhat starting to run out of things to do in this game, and because I can get through my daily routines so fast because there's so little to do, I've been thinking about heading back to New Horizons. I haven't played that since New Year's Eve 2022, so almost 2 years now. And if I go back, I will probably stream it. So I will either be back for this game on Halloween, or I will be back before Halloween with New Horizons for the first time in 2 years. Either way, thank you, Emmy and Sven, for hanging out with me. You guys are still here. I hope you have a good evening. And, yeah. Peace. Or I guess a good afternoon. Fuck, I'm not used to being up this early. Have a good one. Bye.
Nintendo.